Good morning, Juja. Day 2 of the Ha Giang Loop. Today, the clouds cleared and it was a little bit more visible, which was just stunning. It was hitting so hard on the motorbike. Stopped at a little spot to go pee, and look at this view. Oh my, oh my.
On the morning of our second day of the Ha Giang Loop, we trekked into the mountains of Zhuja. Here we are in one of the first UNESCO geoparks that we found. Waving at the drone, getting some sick footage of all the mountains there. 75% of the land is actually covered by limestone in this area, so not a ton of soil, super harsh environment.
So 9 months ago, I crashed my drone at Boston College and spent literally 6 months getting it fixed at the makerspace with an expert. And I was so excited to get my first few shots back at it. And on this shot, just wait for it, I thought it was one of the most beautiful views ever. And I crashed it.
And at this point, we stopped for our lunch on our second day, and I blessed up Ben with the Boon Cha recommendation. Absolutely changed his life. Put this spicy sauce, more like a kind of pepper, on my pho. Absolutely destroyed my mouth. So hot. It was so terrible later after that as well. After that, we also got infinite bias for later. And we continued on our trek throughout super windy roads, and then we were going into the valley, saw the massive Ha Giang mountains as we continued our trek throughout our second afternoon.
Next up, we got the Skywalk. Here's a memorial statue for the people, the ethnic groups who shed blood, sweat, and tears to put the roads in these mountains in the 1950s, which was really impressive. And here is Tuan Speedy, David, and I up at the Skywalk. Literally felt like we were walking in heaven. I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice, but this view was spectacular. This white bug I've never seen before in my life. Drop a comment if you know what it is. And yeah, towering limestone cliffs, doing breath work under this with Tuan Speedy. It really just hit so hard, and it was his first time doing breath work, so that was pretty special to share the moment with. We got some salt coffees, which were a little bit too sweet. Then arrived at our second night spot and had some hot pot.
And after hot pot, remember those infinite bias that we got earlier? Well, yeah, those were deleted, as well as a liter of happy water. We got Tuan, Speedy, and Ben on that duet karaoke. Pretty heinous acts. Many drinks were deleted, a little too much drink, and we had a little breakfast the next morning. Low-key, not feeling super great the next morning on our trek, but we continued onward on our Ha Giang Loop. At this point, we probably deleted about 350 miles of the 450 miles of the Ha Giang Loop. This is our third day. Super beautiful views. Pretty good weather this day as well. Started off kind of cloudy, rainy. Got a lot better. And at this point, we were hiking up to the northernmost point in Vietnam. Kind of a cop out because there were parts that were more north than this, but it was pretty sick. Saw a temple and saw China. Holy shit, it was so sick. I saw Chinese and Vietnamese on both sides. Also visited the sick palace of the Hmong people. He was the king of the Hmong people. And then got some pretty dank lunch, much needed after we were completely soaked from all the rain, and continued onward.
So this is what all the tour groups looked like, and we loved YOLO because it was only David and I. So 10 people would normally stroll by, and we'd just be laughing because we were zipping on by, just us. Here are Hmong women spinning hemp to make clothing, which was really fascinating to watch. And afterwards, we got to our third night homestay, started to play Cambio again, which was our favorite game by this point. Sony was getting really good. Tuan was getting really good. We were all winning a lot of games. And again, had some good dinner and happy water. And now it is day 4, waking up in the last spot, which Sony actually had his sister as the homestay owner. So that was really amazing. And then we entered this cave area where people from all around the surrounding area would come in and traditionally drink out of this cave for health and happiness, or to profess their love with a loved one. Really basking in it for the last few moments of the Ha Giang Loop. Knowing that it was the last day was super sad because this has honestly been one of my favorite travel experiences ever. And remember when I broke the drone? Yes. Well, Sony's friend in Ha Giang helped fix it, which was amazing. Put the fixed drone right to work at Tuan's Thai ethnic village. This was a really special way to end the Ha Giang Loop. We had a cooking class here to cap off the trip.
And here we are arriving to Tuan Speedy's hometown. It was super awesome to finally see where Tuan was from. We got to meet his entire family, both his sibling, as well as his parents. So that was super nice. And as you can see, the rice field is kind of yellowish, which means that it's about to be harvested, which was super cool to see and kind of hear about the process. From here, we also had our cooking class with his fiance Luna, and we made a mango carrot salad with beef, which was so insane. After this, we also chopped up all of our veggies and made fresh rolls. So insanely fresh. Different rice paper than I've usually had, but it was still super dang. Ben and I probably crushed like 10 each. We also made this awesome dessert with dragon fruit, and we used that for coloring. And then we actually just headed back to YOLO after. Super emotional, sad moment, but super grateful to have experienced it with Ben, Tuan, and Sony as well.